You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop, prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No, you can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's ZENNI.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please keep your noise down as we enter the studio today. Oh, hang on. Happy Friday. I think I got 7. Although, was it Jen? I think Jen graciously accepting my extra happies. And if I skip a happy, she's like, we'll loan you one. It's awesome. So, happy Friday. You ever want to reinvent yourself? I actually started this a long time ago. I do it in my own life. I tend to do it certainly twice a year, certainly in the summertime and into the new year. I reinvent myself, and I call it Operation Reinvention. Yeah, it works. And I'm always amazed by how people run with this every time I mention it, so we'll talk about that today, because I think probably a good time to do some Operation Reinvention. What do you think? It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com on a mission to see if I can pick you up, make you feel good. Isn't that wasn't that the slogan of radio stations back in the days? Pick you up, make you feel good. What'd you play that song for? That stunk. No, it's kind of what it is, right? It's kind of going to be a real guy. You see me, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good chat. It's going to be positive conversations. There'll be nothing negative about it. And although some people will read me as negative, I am absolutely sure that there are a lot of people listening to me right now. And it's an epiphany that just came out. It's an epiphany. I just had one. I'll have it right on the podcast. I've never had an epiphany on a podcast before. Sometimes I get grief from people. Sometimes I get bad comments. Usually on Spotify, by the way. A lot of Zoomies on Spotify, they like to make bad comments. I don't usually read my comments. I do not read my comments on Apple because there's a lot of bad people over there. But typically what they will say is whatever I said made them feel bad, or I'm not being positive. They're taking my words and they're making something they are not. So I don't know if you're that kind of person or not. If I speak the truth to you and I drop some things in here that are just honest that you have figured out and yet they maybe feel a little painful to you, that's not hate speech. That's just me saying, welcome to life. And life is tough. You see, it's on our mind this week, right? It's been on our mind too much. It's been on for a very, very long time. All of us, about 16, 17 years now. It's been pretty crazy. So enough. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to be honest, okay? And I can't change it. That's it. Da-da-da. Okay, here's a random, for years and years on a Friday, I asked, how do you want to feel? And I kind of took it out of rotation. But today we'll put it back in for you. It's a question. If you have a moment today, I want you to sit down and answer that question. How do I want to feel? It's actually a scientific question. I know it sounds silly. I mean, if you're into neuroscience, if you're into neurolinguistic programming, you know that question. So for those who say, that's a stupid question, Scott, that's not a science question. Wrong, bucko. How? Instantly get your subconscious say, hello, you talking to me? You want to know how to do something? Oh, yes, you are talking to me. I want something. That's good. I desire that. Feel, I got it. I'm an emotional creature. I can respond to feeling. See, some of y'all walking around logically saying, just give me the logic of how this works. The feeling is everything. How do I want to feel? If you will take just a moment today, then here's how you do it. When the podcast is over, I want you to sit back in your desk, maybe just take, a minute. Doesn't take long. Don't even have to write it down. Just say, how do I want to feel today, in my life, this week, at home? I don't care. Choose one. Doesn't matter to me. Just choose whatever pops into your head and just accept whatever answer comes into your head. You're going to be surprised what happens because I guarantee it's going to be positive. If not, listen to another podcast. We'll get it positive eventually. Okay, advanced version. This is like a whole second podcast. You want this? Here's the advanced version of how do I want to feel? How do you want to make others feel? I cannot tell you how many people that do things for other people that I mentioned that. I said, I always think of my friend Paula, who's a kayak instructor. Years ago, I said, I know how you want to feel, but how do you want to make your students feel? And it changed everything about how she taught her classes. She wanted them to feel excited and passionate about kayaking, so it changed how she taught her classes, and she knew she got it when they were excited and passionate about kayaking. So try that today. I haven't done it for a while. I used to do it every Friday, and I think it's a good time to do it again. So every year, years and years ago, I started something called Operation Reinvention. And typically when I start Operation Reinvention, to be honest with you, I don't have much of a plan. I just know that, and it happens around the 4th of July, about 6 months into the year. I'm like, okay, half a year is gone. What do I want to do? And summertime's a good time to go on a diet or get in shape or get a tan or whatever you want to do. I use it for all kinds of things. And of course, the other time you'll hear Operation Reinvention probably out of my mouth is probably in January. It makes sense, right? We naturally, society has kind of set up these benchmarks that make us feel a certain way. So that's when I do this. But like I said, I didn't have a plan. I know I don't use Notion or anything like that. I don't have a master plan to do my Operation Reinvention. I don't know that I need to do that. I just kind of need to know what I want to do, and I'll figure the rest out and go do it. Yeah. I don't need AI to tell me what to do. In fact, AI is worse and worse at it these days. So what is Operation Reinvention? Well, here's what happened. I asked a question. I wanted to know this. I want to know what single change can I make that would automatically and positively disrupt everything in my life and put me in a better place. What single change can I make? What one thing can I do? Not complicated thing, not a series of things, just one step. You'll hear me say stand up, take a step, and repeat. Those are 3 steps that will change your life if you do them. So what single change can I make? Can I make a phone call and say I'm sorry to somebody or say I love you to somebody? Can I go to the gym? Well, that's complicated. That's a single change, though. Going to the gym.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
What single change can I make that would automatically and positively disrupt everything in my life? Automatically means you make the change, it happens. It's not like I'm going to make this change and then I have 10 other steps to do. No, you make the change and it happens instantaneously. Sometimes that's walking out the door. What single change can I make? If I step out the door, the environment changes, your thoughts change. Simple. Single change that automatically, and I would say instantly, and positively disrupts everything. Now, positively, I want it to be positive, obviously. Disruption is something I really love. I love the word disrupt because I think a lot of times that we're in kind of a role, we have our habits going, we're just doing what we do. Disruption can be very positive, and you can't tell me that there aren't times that you say, man, I just want to blow this up. If I could just get rid of this thing. Some people look at disruption as being negative, like, oh, don't disrupt anything. I like my peace. But sometimes you have to. I will oftentimes say there's a time to go over, to under, around, whatever. And if you can't do it that way, you have to blow it up. You have to disrupt it to get what you want. What's my proof in that? How many times you've had a conversation in your life or a feeling in your life, you said, I'm done, that's it, done, over, out of here. Could be a job, could be a marriage, could be all kinds of things. Could be a friend, doesn't matter. Doing a project, you're done with. It's not working, it's over. You blow it up and you figure, whatever, deal with it. I'll deal with it. I don't care, dude. How many times have you been there? Will it put me in a better place? That's what I want from this. So what single change can I make that would automatically and positively disrupt everything in my life and put me in a better place? I don't have to know exactly how to get there at all. I just know how to recognize success when I see it. So goals are cool. You can use them if you want to. That's fine. I don't care. But sometimes, though, you just need to follow your gut. Go with the flow. Figure things out along the way. Have you ever suddenly, like, put it in the perspective of say, a diet? You try to go on a diet. We can talk about diets because most people in this world struggle with that. But sometimes you find yourself just on it. There's something that motivated you, something that inspired you, something happened. The doctor scared you, you had a wedding, a reunion coming up or something like that. Oh, by the way, if you're going to get thin for your reunion, do it by your 20th, because after that, it doesn't matter. When you hit your 30th, it doesn't matter anymore because nobody cares anymore. By your 20th, be hot. It's the hottest you'll ever be when you're at your 20th reunion. Just do it for that and then don't worry about it, okay? But have you noticed that? Have you noticed that sometimes you just like, done. Instantly, you were on your goal, you were on your mission, and it just happened. It changed everything. And other times, for all you work, for all you try to do things, you can't get it to happen. Thinking about a member of my Face Your Passion group, Chris. Back in the summertime, I laid out a challenge. I was doing a fitness challenge back then. I've lost a good amount of weight and put a lot of muscle on this past year. And he didn't say a whole lot. He's a quiet guy. And he decides to go after it, and he decides to go lose a bunch of weight, get his body fat down. And I just happened to mention going down to 18% body fat. At his age, that would have been a really nice percentage. Just happened to mention that for my own goal, too. And didn't think much about it, but he did. And over the course of the summer, he just kept leaning in that direction automatically, just always leaning back to it because he just decided to reinvent a single change, start working out, and just consistently eat right. That was it. And suddenly, way back in his mind, he was thinking 18%. And just the last time I talked to him, which was just a week or so ago, last time we actually talked about this, a smile on his face as he said, man, I'm getting so close to it now. I'm getting so close. And we started back in June or July, so it's been a little while now. What single change can you make that would automatically and positively disrupt everything in your life and leave you in a better place? And given the past week and a half that we've had, my guess is there is something you can do right now that would put you in a much better place. You might already be getting there automatically because time is passing. But at the same time, maybe not. My gut feeling on this is that what we just went through as a society is only going to amplify. It is only going to get louder. People are going to push harder on all fronts and all sides. It's going to get noisier. It's not going to go away. Before you know it, a midterm election is coming, and then the presidential election's on the way. All of this is going to get hyped up. It's just going to happen. So here it comes. So what change can you make today to do whatever you just know you have to do for you, that's going to ground you, that's going to give you what you need to be, whatever it happens to be? You can do it. And the world's going to keep tap dancing around you. There's not much you can do about that. All right, I'm going to get out of here. You have a great weekend. I am going to a wedding this weekend, and I'm not a fan of weddings. But they're beautiful, but y'all know what I mean right there. I'm just going to leave it at that. You know what I mean. I'll see you Monday.